Hey, life's got no shortage of stories, awkward moments, unexpected twists, and those did that really just happen moments. Here on Cat Stories, we've packed a few into every video. My name's Kathleen and let's get into it. And for our next post, am I the idiot for asking a patient why they threw something at me? I work in the front office of a physical therapy clinic, and the other day a patient was checking in for an evaluation. They had been seen at our clinic before, but it had been about a year since their last visit. When they approached the desk to check in, they didn't say anything to me or acknowledge me, but instead tossed a piece of paper through my window down onto my side of the desk, dividing us. Still no word from the patient as they were rummaging through their wallet. When I inquired with them, "What's this?" they replied it was a bill. I then asked them why they threw it at me, and they responded with, "If I had thrown it at you, it would have hit you between your eyes. You must have pretty thin skin. Take my advice, never travel to New England." My response was that okay, I won't visit New England, but he's not being very polite. He just sort of stared at me dumbfounded and then apologized somewhat sarcastically. I thanked him for apologizing and moved on, finishing up taking his payment and checking him in. When I let the therapist know the patient was ready, I also relayed to them the incident that occurred between us to cover my butt. The therapist took it upon themselves to start off the appointment asking the patient what billing issues they were having and why they threw their bill at me. This incensed the man. I could only make out bits and pieces from the front of our office, but he essentially threw a temper tantrum and erupted at the therapist in the evaluation room. When she interjected after him, yelling, "I didn't throw it at him," she asks if he handed it to me. He responded with, "I didn't throw it at him." When she told him that he is to treat our staff with respect, he yelled, "You all just want me to kiss your ass." So with that, our therapist told the patient she would no longer be seeing them and they were free to leave. This confused him, as his response was, "Wait, you're not going to see me? But you're such a great therapist, I need your help." She stated that due to his behavior she would no longer be treating him and to please leave. He made sure to stop by my window on the way out to scream at the top of his lungs, "Fudge you," twice to me and flip me the bird, because I'm sure in his mind I was the reason he was now not getting the treatment he needed. Normally I let stuff roll off my back, but the lack of respect and decency from this man really got to me. He had plenty of chances to correct his behavior but proceeded to double and triple down. After the patient left and things calmed down, I started feeling bad about the whole incident. The therapist was cornered in a room by a man having a temper tantrum, yelling obscenities and being aggressive. The patient didn't get the care they needed. This all could have been avoided in the beginning, so I'm left wondering if I oughta for speaking up. And for our next post, am I the idiot for blocking my GF's boss's daughter on social media for trying to get with my GF? I, 31M, have been with my GF, 27F, for a long time, and we have what I think is a trusting relationship. We have each other's phone passwords, but never check them. My GF works for a media company. Her boss has a 26-year-old daughter that also works at the company, who is a lesbian. She followed my GF on Instagram the minute she started working there, and she would text her about any help my GF might need. I didn't check my GF's phone in a minute, but the other day I did. And on Instagram she was clearly flirting with my GF. They went on a business trip together to hold a conference at some hotel, and they were texting about how boring it was. She told my GF that she's sorry her first trip was so boring and said that the trips get better. My GF said something like, "I bet," and asked her how they get better, to which the girl replied saying, "It's not all bottom floor pressers. Better things happen on the higher floors." I blocked her on my GF's account immediately after seeing that. My GF lost her mind and is scared of going to work on Monday. She blaming me for potentially getting her fired. And I told her she can sue for sexual harassment if that happens. But she's still pissed. Am I the idiot? TLDR, GF's boss's daughter sexually harassed her online, and my GF is mad at her for blocking her. And for our next post, am I the idiot for putting lotion on my cousin's back in front of my girlfriend? Am I the idiot? So the story takes place yesterday. My girlfriend, 23F, and I, 21M, and my family were going out to eat for my girlfriend's birthday, and my girlfriend was in a bad mood. My girlfriend and my cousin, my first cousin, whom I've grown up with like my sister, are relatively close. But when my girlfriend is in a bad mood, sometimes she talks slow or sometimes she doesn't respond, so my cousin came in the room and said, "Can you or her put this lotion on my back, please?" I was waiting for my girlfriend to respond to my cousin, but I didn't hear anything at all. So after I didn't get a response, I just ended up taking one hand and putting the lotion on my cousin's back very vigorously, but very brief and quick. My girlfriend a few hours later told me that she had a problem with it because she says it was inappropriate and it raised her attention considering we are the opposite sex. Now we are at odds. My point of view is I really didn't think she would have had a problem with it because with her not responding it implied I'm not going to do it, so that means you can do it. But in no bad way or intention did I have to make my girlfriend feel any type of way about that. My girlfriend is thinking that it was inappropriate and there are no boundaries. It made my girlfriend feel some type of way, but I want to know, am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for me 18F cutting contact with my 20M brother even though he's mentally ill? Trigger warning: mental health, abuse, and family conflict ahead. To begin, I understand that mentally ill people should be given patience and support, but I just can't take it anymore. I decided when I was 16 to cut contact with my brother after he had attempted to choke my twin sister over a cat he tried to throw out of the house while it was raining, causing her to take the cat, which led to all of this. To explain, my brother from a young age showed destructive and odd behavior. He used to bang his head against brick walls till her was bleeding and just start playing like nothing happened. He had been in therapy his whole life, as all of my mother's children has been. I think the abusive behavior began when I was 7. My father, who was physically harmful himself, was forced to leave after I walked in on him getting ready to punch my mother in the face, and I think this is what began everything. He became way more violent towards everyone verbally before graduating to physical harmful behavior. For example, one day I was in the living room alone with my brother when he held a lighter to the fabric of the chair he was on before saying, "I'll burn this house down with you in it." I was scared and got my sister before going outside to see if he'd actually do it. I was only 14 at the time. My brother was removed from the house after the choking situation with my twin sister, which happened when I was 15. Before anyone says anything about how my mother didn't try, she did, like a lot. She had him in therapy, checked out by doctors, and medicated. He was the one who asked my mother to take him to hospitals and so forth, which is why she went beyond listening to him and normal therapy, which she understood wasn't always the answer for everything. Fast forward to now, my brother is 20 and feels the need to continue to try and contact me after I have made it clear I want nothing to do with him. He's stolen from us about 3 times. We had to call the police at least 4 times a week, and was scared just being around him, and I'm done. What made it clear I didn't want any relationship was last Halloween when he showed up to our house when my mother was at work, and I knew it was him knocking at the door, so I didn't answer it, to which he stood outside and called my mom and screamed at her before hanging up. We could hear from my sister's room, so we stayed in there and listened as he said that he knew we were in there and if anyone were listening he was going to seeking kill them. Yeah, but he still makes me feel bad when he talked to my mother and says that he wants a relationship with me and my twin sister, but I can't put myself in the position my mother's in. He calls daily asking for money, and if my mom says no or she's broke, he goes off and tells her he needs a better job even though he doesn't have one. I don't want to be hurting anyone and want to know if I'm doing something wrong, so am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for kicking my fiance's mom out of our wedding? I 28F and my fiance 34M are going to be getting married in October of 2025. We've been together for 7 years this January and engaged for a year in March. We've always both got along with the sides of each other's families. Obviously, family has all their own problems no matter the side, but this has been a fudging nightmare. I have 6 bridesmaids, and he obviously has 6 groomsmen. His sister is on my side of the bridesmaid list, and one of my best guy friends since like 4th grade is in his. I have my 2 sisters and 3 best friends. He also has his brother-in-law and 4 best friends. Everyone gets along, and everyone has been handling my psychotic tendencies when it's come to this wedding except his mother. Background: fiancé is a country boy through and through. Fisherman, hunter, country music every day, etc., and I'm the opposite. I listen to rock metal music. 99% of my wardrobe is black. I like the weird darker side of things, and sort of just a goth kid that never grew out of it. My wedding plans: yes, fiancé has agreed and loves everything we came up with. We're to be married in our backyard. We have 12 acres and apple trees everywhere and beautiful grass, and have a reception at our fave bar down the road. Our colors are black, rose gold, and lavender. I'll have black flowers with purple flowers mixed, and I will be wearing a black dress. This is where his mom decides to make everything about her. His mom called me yesterday after finding out that I said yes to a black wedding dress and said I'm not taking this seriously. She said that just because I like black doesn't mean I should be getting married in it too. She said I'm turning this whole wedding into a funeral, and that it's not going to look pretty and that I won't look pretty in a black dress. She then comments about us being cheap and not wanting to spend a ton of money on a venue, and complains to me that I didn't ask her anything about when it comes to the wedding. She also called my fiancé and said she didn't feel like I cared about her being a part of this and that I didn't ask her to be in the wedding or a bridesmaid. She hates the flowers, hates the menu, and keeps telling him that she doesn't even want to go. He keeps telling me to pay no attention to her, it's just a cry for help, and just do what I want to do, but I'm getting so sick of her shitting all over our wedding. Today was the last straw. When he showed me the dress she ordered online, it was pretty much a fudging white dress. It was like a cream off-white, but it was white. Yeah, whatever, I'm not wearing a white dress, but that's not the fudging point. I don't care what color I'm wearing, she's not wearing white to my wedding. I call her and tell her if she plans on wearing that dress, she can wear it in hell because she will not come to our wedding. She now has been blowing me up and leaving me voicemails and him voicemails, and now his sister is all upset with me. Now did I overreact? Am I the idiot? That's all for now. If you enjoyed the stories, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, it really helps the channel grow. Got a story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'm always up for reading them. Until next time, it's Kat. Goodbye.